All right, guys, we're live here, and we got a special guest here. Utility Sports blesses us with his presence. Oh my God! Can you feel it, Nate? Can you feel it right now? It is
The room,
just gloriousness. Oh, it's like a
the
golden shower
the.
from a 13-year-old. Wait, I mean,
Hey, R. Kelly, R. Kelly.
mm,
Um, let's stick with Habo. Let's stick with habanero sauce for your nickname. I don't want to start calling you R. Kelly, but the room does have a different feel when Austin's in the room. Austin, how you doing?
In the room or quote outside, because right now I got about 6 mosquitoes on my legs that I can't swat because we're grinding. Okay, this is for the glory. I'm trying to be like my guy Wyndham Clark, just battle tested. I don't know how you guys feel about the actual results there, but I mean Wyndham Clark showed perseverance. He overcame a lot during the course of the week and the weekend. So I want to get your guys' initial reaction to the phenomenal performance that he put on.
the guy's a cheater. He stole Ricky Fowler's putter, and they put too much lead and tape, and it's 38 inches long, which is taller than my 3-year-old. It's like swinging him around trying to hit a golf ball. It's insane. It's insanity.
All right, Tanya Harding. No, that is not the case. Uh, I'm all in on Wyndham Clark. There was so much about, who should win, who's going to win, what are the odds, what are the percentages, those change obviously round to round. It was all Rory, and it was all Scotty, and it was all, maybe not all, but it was a little bit Ricky, my guy, Ricky Fowler. Um, and there was a little bit about Wyndham Clark, but we did not
If you like him so much, why
necessarily
don't you
see that
marry him?
coming. I would. Um, um, we did not see that coming necessarily.
Wait,
Uh,
coming?
oh God, Brett. We did not see a Wyndham Clark win with any, like, not a lot of people did. So I mean, it was a cool thing for him to do that. You came on, Austin, when you logged on. You were like, "Oh my God, Wyndham Clark!" Not just like just now, but like before. What had you feeling that kind of energy?
It's to me, it's the idea that we had a real true underdog that was able to hang and hang. I had spoke to another golf connoisseur during the course of the tournament there, and he had told me directly. I give him credit for being more knowledgeable, but he said there's no way that Wyndham Clark. Now this is after Friday. No way he holds on. No way he actually competes towards the end. And I said, wait and watch. And so I felt very proud that I stuck with him. I had a feeling that a guy with that much swagger, the odds are all tilted against him. But in that same vein, sometimes when you're hot, you're hot. And he just was on pretty much the entire duration. So that is what really gravitates me towards him, is just the shock factor.
And he was trending. He had just won Wells Fargo maybe a month ago and was kind of had found his swing a little bit. And so it was cool to see him do that. His caddy's a Minnesota guy, if we're looking for a Minnesota angle. Chooses to live here on purpose, not like, a Vince Vaughn situation where he was like born here and then moved to California. Like, he lives here now in adulthood. So, we'll take it because, we like it here.
It was a little scary on that last round too. Sunday, Rory seemed like he might have a chance at catching up to him, and Ricky just kind of faded away like Ricky does. He can never close a door. I mean, the guy couldn't close a door in his own house. He's got to have someone do that for him. I mean, the guy can never finish. He's just, his poor wife or girlfriend or whoever she is. But Rory was actually came screaming up, and when Wyndham, he kind of lost a few strokes there right on Sunday, and it was getting a little like there might be a chance something could happen there on Sunday. It was a little exciting. At least there's a little bit of excitement coming. He had two chances to make a 2-foot putt, but
Yeah, Austin, did you watch much of Sunday?
I did. I
Especially
really
kind of
did.
closing stretch. We were just missing sort of that fire that happens when a guy chasing wait, when a guy chasing uh makes a big putt to put some pressure on the leader. And Ricky never did that. It was always a two putt. He never kind of brought that energy that a guy behind has to hear in the crowd up ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we just didn't feel that, and that's really what makes it fun. But in that same vein, I think the fact that there was a lot of people expecting him to choke it away on Sunday, which could have became a reality, but overall, I mean, he hung in there. He looked like a true seasoned pro there at that point. A lot of people were not aware of his game, and admittedly, I didn't even know who he was as a casual. So it was just kind of cool to see him, really take reins there. The former Oklahoma State Cowboy persevered. Kind of a cool story. He had lost his mom. I think it was in 2021, was it? So just a lot of great storylines, from Wyndham.
Let's talk about his putter. So a big part of Wyndham Clark's game, not taken away from his driving and his chipping and stuff like that, but he was making some decent putts, some putts that needed to be made. And previous to this, I think you're a little bit more familiar with the story, Nate, but tell me a little bit about the story about the connection between Odyssey, the Jailhawk, I believe it was what it was called, Ricky Fowler and Wyndham Clark.
They're buddies. They're actually both OSU Cowboys, and so that is cool that they got to play together. One, but he sort of followed in Ricky's footsteps in that sense. Now he's got the same putter, that same putting style, the same length of putter, kind of the uniqueness of that. So he is kind of following Ricky's footsteps in that way.
Well, the putter, so it's called the Jailhawk. The Jailhawk made by Odyssey, and he met up with he was at a practice round or something like that. I forget the whole story, but he was golfing with Ricky, and Ricky had this putter that wasn't. It had like four pieces of lead tape on the bottom. It was 38 inches long. It was a 2013, I believe, version of an Odyssey putter. And Ricky was using it, and it ended up loving the thing. He sent it to Odyssey. He had it made and all that fun stuff, right? So he had him put it together. Well, Wyndham McClark and him were putting one time, and Wyndham asked to use his putter, and absolutely loved the putter, and contacted Odyssey and had him replicate what he had gotten and use the same putter. So it was something that a lot of people, that golf fanatics, that made that connection, that their putters actually look the same. So there is actually a story that came out about how the putter became their thing together and how they used it. And you actually can't find this putter just at the stores yet and stuff like that. It's not a putter that's available yet.
Do you think it'll take on a life like Bryson's all irons the same length did? Cobra released those to the public. You think they'll release this putter?
I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of stuff on Bryson's like techniques and stuff like that, and he's coming out with like some of the stuff like how to hit the long drive. I don't think it'll stick. That's like his stuff. I don't think it's gonna be something that'll stick, but I think this putter has been trending lately, and it'll become something that people will be after.
What'd you think of the primetime coverage? Didn't end at 6, ended at like 10 p.m.
When you sent out that tweet, I was like, God, you like California, the last LACC's coverage of this? I don't know if you heard about this, Austin, but there was a couple of members that were said to have bought out a bunch of seats to protect the course and keep less people from being there.
What? Really? I was not aware of that.
The timing of the event was awesome, but the event itself wasn't as loud as you'd like it to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that definitely takes away. I was not aware of that, though. That's kind of an interesting thing. And let's kind of get into the backstory on that. Let's hear your guys' philosophy on why that's the case in reality.
It was weird because after they had said that, or after I'd heard that after like the first day or two, I remember like some of the watching some of the videos of the putts that were made, and these like just deep putts, and like Scotty draining one from 120 out or whatever.
Can we talk about that quick? I know I don't want to sidetrack, but
it was
my
quiet.
Goodness, that was beautiful.
It was quiet. It was. I mean, I'm not going to
it
chalk
was
it up
quiet.
to your Arizona, but
But dude, I was yelling at the TV though, so I don't know if I would have even heard the crowd. That was so hype. That was incredible.
he was quiet.
And it was not an easy shot to hit. He did not have a lot of room
BRB.
from the rough up to the green
Mhm.
or up to the hole, so he had to spin that hard. You're right. I mean, it was unreal. Really fun shot.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah,
fun shot to watch.
absolutely.
But a couple things about that LACC and that this is the first look that America has really gotten of this location, of this venue. So the Pac-12 championships were there. They've had a Walker Cup there. Walker Cup is like a Ryder Cup, but for amateurs, basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And they've been there, but like to the masses for like a large TV viewing audience, this is the first time it's happened because they're so private and they're so just sort of guarded. And U.S. Opens, now I don't want them to be some damn live event. That tour, jeez, Brett's not here, so I can say that. But you look at some great public courses, Bethpage Black, Harding Park, out in San Francisco and New York. Like they're highlighting courses. These pros are playing courses that, at least as of maybe 10 years ago, that the Bethpage Black course, you and I could go pay $50 and play. Now inflation and other things, I'm sure it's not $50 anymore. But there are courses that you and I can just go play. We have zero chance at getting on LACC. So I mean, it was a bit snooty, It's a bit Thurston Howell the third, kind of a thing. I think the initiation fee, I heard that it was as much potentially as $750,000 just an initiation.
750,000?
Yeah, which might be high. I also heard 250,000, so I don't know. It could be.
Yeah, I think regardless of how you slice it, that's incredible.
But that's why you're gonna get some of these snooty members who might buy up a bunch of tickets to keep people off their course. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that's their own little oasis. They wouldn't want, other people just joining in on that just casually.
And like that's cool, but your club agreed to host a U.S. Open, like
right, and that's part of it too. That was a decision there that you made of like, okay, we're gonna host. Well, I mean, there's things that come with it. It comes with the territory. So all power to you. If you want to buy up the seats and have no one sit in it, that's great. Good for you.
But I mean, it was a bit of an atmosphere ruiner for sure. The players felt it too. Matt Fitzpatrick kind of complained. He's like, the atmosphere is kind of poor. Like I want more energy. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's tricky. It's hard to say if going back there would be a good choice, but the U.S. Open is meant for those public courses that are great, and we could all go see and play if we wanted.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that notion.
I want to hear about this Porzingis trade.
I'll break it down. I'll break it down. So this was a three-team deal that was facilitated between the Wizards, Celtics, Clippers. The big fish in this is Kristaps Porzingis, who has a player option, which means he decides if he wants to opt in or out for the final year. There was a little bit of a snag in the trade because it was officially announced Porzingis was going to go to Boston. The LA Clippers were going to acquire Malcolm Brogdon, and then the Wizards in turn were going to take Marcus Morris and Minnesota boy Amir Coffey, who played at the University of Minnesota, played at Hopkins High School, has carved out himself a nice bench role there, and as well as pick number 30 in the draft. So what happened was all of a sudden this deal got announced about 5 hours ago that it was in the works. And this is why I'm always cautious about when it's people say in the works, because there's always some medical hoops or something that just goes wrong. And when you don't hear anything for hours that is completed, that they're trying to work through something. Well, Malcolm Brogdon going to the Clippers, his medicals got flagged and the whole deal is falling apart. But now we got a follow-up tweet that said that they're trying to revitalize it and get it to go before midnight.
And midnight's a deadline?
Yep. Well, it's not even a deadline. I don't know why they put a deadline limit on it. Maybe it's just, all right, if we can't get it to go by midnight, we're axing it. So kind of a turn.
Who was in the Eastern Conference Finals this year? The Heat and the Celtics, right?
Yeah. So Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm trying to read through
How
this.
dare you, Nate?
The team's
And
backed out.
Disrespectful. You're a disgrace. I'm not even a basketball fan, and I watched that series.
But with this, yeah, this is very interesting. They're trying to get this done before midnight. There's also some rumors swirling about the Clippers that they might be trying to move Paul George and or Kawhi Leonard, which is
Paul George isn't retired.
Oh, dude, Paul George is still nice. He's still nice.
I'm nice.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So some news in the basketball world. The NBA drafts tomorrow. So get ready for that, boys, because it's going to be a wild one. We got a generational prospect in Victor Wembanyama going 1. And then the rest is a complete crapshoot where they don't know what's going to happen. Not even the experts have any idea.
What the hell did the Wolves do about Cat?
The Karl-Anthony Towns saga would have came to a nice resolution if they could have traded with Portland. Portland right now is trying to get Damian Lillard a co-star. So Karl-Anthony Towns would have been that quote co-star that's available, that's young, but the two sides haven't been able to come to terms on pick 3 for Towns. That was what the premise of the deal would have been. And pick number 3, this is one of the deepest drafts we've seen in the last decade. Pick 3, it's very possible that Scoot Henderson would be available. I don't know if you guys have seen anything on Scoot Henderson, but he would go number 1 in most drafts if they didn't have this insane generational prospect in Wembanyama.
Is Scoot his real name?
I don't know for certain, but I've only ever known him as Scoot.
Because
And
that might be a better name, a better nickname than Habbo that we've given our guy Relander here.
oh,
I love
you
it.
mean Officer Relander or Sergeant? Relander.
Yes.
The Sarge.
Yeah, he's Sergeant Relander. I mean, I used to always have to salute him walking by, otherwise I was mad disrespectful. So,
All right, here's the next question. You have pick number 1 in this year's fantasy football draft. Who are you taking, Austin? And don't be giving Nate any hints because he's frantically look at him. He's Googling. His gears are turning. He has no idea what's going on. He's freaking out. Austin, pick number 1. Who you take?
to me, if I have pick number 1, I'm going to opt, and you guys, and I'm going to get torn apart for this one. Christian McCaffrey.
I was going to say that again.
No.
Is it... Okay, let's say, what do you think the masses will pick then?
I think the masses will still. It's really weird, but I've seen some people do their own little mocks, and I've seen Justin Jefferson go number 1 multiple times. I just don't think that the masses can get to that point. I think I got on the wrong side of Twitter one night, and I just came across a lot of Vikings fans that were just optimistic he would go 1, but I think you have to look running back. I mean, across the board. Let's think about our top backs. Jonathan Taylor.
No. Let's say it's 12-man PPR just to clarify, because we're not doing standard. We're doing PPR. Or even half-point PPR. You could say you're always aiming for what in the first pick?
You're looking for a pass-catching running back.
Pass-catching running back.
Thank you. I'm glad that we agree with that, because there are some people that don't understand that. Like, some people are like, oh, Derrick Henry, you got to consider him at the top. It's like, you guys, it's just, they're novices at fantasy football when they say stuff like that.
That seems like fantasy football 101. Like,
right. It should be elementary.
Mhm.
Austin Eckler
Would be a
Christian
great.
McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara when he was in his prime, which is another guy. Let's talk. Do we like Alvin Kamara this year? Do we think they improve with Derek Carr instead? We got 1 thumbs down. Brett, I need to see your answer here. Okay.
I'm undecided. I can't. I'm still here.
Here.
I haven't been able to really jump into that right now, but I there's still like a whole bunch. It's Saquon is a really good. He's up there on my list.
Yeah,
right now,
Saquon too.
I'm high on him right now.
Yeah, I agree. Oh,
It's
I have another prompt. I have to interrupt this prompt for probably my favorite one I'm going to provide for the night. What team do we think is going to go from worst to first in their division? Let's say the most likely team to go worst to first. So,
easy. I got it.
okay, hold on.
AFC.
Hold on. Just, you got to wait.
Well, okay.
Gotta wait for me to do my stuff.
Okay,
here.
tell me who, and this is maybe a big question. Who were the worst teams in their respective division?
I'll provide you each and every one, and then we can go through it. So, I
This
know.
is
I know
gold. We
I know
have
who Brett's
no one
thinking.
watching us live, and this is just gold fucking
Yes,
content
it
right
is.
now.
I
is-
know who Brett's thinking, and I 100% agree with you, Brett. Yes, I am in.
Okay, stop this. Stop this. I want to know who was worse before we get to this.
Okay. Denver Broncos, Houston Texans, Cleveland Browns, New York Jets, Washington Commanders, Chicago Bears, Atlanta Falcons, Arizona Cardinals.
My team was listed.
My team
Well, yeah,
is
because they're the worst.
No,
It-
I didn't know if they were exactly the worst in their
Oh,
division, but I did. My team was listed. So you had to
I'm
hear
gonna-
all the names to think of yours, huh? What are you? Huh?
As someone who does not feel strongly about this, I have a strong opinion necessarily. What if I said the Bears?
Dude, come on, dude. You not know because you're gonna be going up against Detroit, dude. No one is beating Detroit in the NFC this season. I promise
said
you.
no one in the last 30 years, but all of a sudden I believe it though. I
yeah.
believe it.
No,
I
yeah,
bought
exactly.
in. I think Detroit's the best team in the division. Am I in the sole group here that believes that?
No, I'm 100% there with you, and I don't think the Bears. Name 2 wide receivers that play for the Bears.
Well, see, that's the problem. All I have is Justin Fields.
Because you can't go. So you can't go from last, worst to the best without. I mean, you can't even name the running back right now because they don't have anything.
Bernard Berrien and Devin Hester there.
Oh damn, that was good. I feel like I'm in 09 again for some reason.
Hey, in 2009, Bernard Berrien was a Viking.
You're not lying. God, that was a good.
That was a
It's-
good time.
Yeah,
If
that
you
was-
want to talk about peaks of your life, 2009 Vikings, 2017 Vikings, right there,
oh.
dude. Those were two teams that were special.
All right, so let's talk about this honestly. So, okay, so me and you are both in the AFC. So let's the NFC teams. You
Okay.
had the Bears.
Yep. So we had the Bears,
God, the
and it was like the
AFC
Falcons.
Hold on, the AFC South was atrocious last
Right.
year. Oh my
Right.
god, the Saints, the Falcons, the Panther. Oh, Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So NFC South is the worst. Can we agree? The worst division in football lies in the NFC South.
oh yeah,
with those teams.
absolutely. I'm pretty sure they got in with a losing record, didn't they? The
And
Saints
then
or
I
something
think
like
the
that?
second worst division, correct me if I'm wrong, is the AFC South with the Jags, Titans, Colts, Texans. Fair.
What about that? What's the division with the Broncos? Is that AFC West?
Well, that's got the Chiefs and Chargers in it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's like the toughest division in football right now. And
Or
poor
Or
Russell
how do we
Wilson.
feel about the AFC? The AFC East is really tough now. Like
Oh, hell yeah.
the worst team being New England, who's probably going to be a 500 level team, and then all the rest of them are playoff teams. And my pick was the Jets. I don't know where you were at, Brett, but
you
I
could
picked.
never. No, it wasn't me for the Jets either. And the reason why it wasn't the Jets is because they're still without that running back.
Breece Hall.
Yeah, Breece Hall, and he was a huge part of their success early
was.
on in there. So mine was actually the Browns.
I love that, and I tilted back and forth between the two because the Browns are in a very winnable division. If Cincinnati has offensive line issues, I could see that kind of going down. But I mean, they're talent-wise, they have a top 8 roster probably. Or-
It's
yeah,
unbelievable what the Browns have presented themselves with over the last even 4 years.
Yep.
Not having how much money they had, what they spent it on, they brought in the right tools. It was just they couldn't pull it together. And for The most important piece of the puzzle being a quarterback, especially a dual threat quarterback like Deshaun Watson, and what he's done with the Texans and how he held them in a certain situation that was always winning, for him to be brought into the Browns and have all the distractions and his victims in the stands and blah, 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 blah. Him getting thrown in at week 14 or whatever it was. Now he's going to have a full offseason with the team. They're going to spend the money. They brought in some of the tools.
Mm-hmm.
You know, their offensive line is going to be stout. It's going to be, and think about all the drama in Baltimore. Think about what the Steelers are still kind of like. What are they? They still have no identity. The quarterback situation there. And so really they're only going to be competing with the Bengals. And the Bengals have yet to really make a blockbuster move to solidify themselves as we are going to be a Super Bowl contender next year. They're just kind of riding the coattails of what Joe Burrow has been able to do. And let's be honest, they have Jamar Chase. Joe Mixon is getting, dude, running backs don't last like they do, and Joe Mixon is getting old. And
He might get cut.
They don't
might
have
get cut.
a legit backup running back to him. And T. Higgins, dude, he is getting up there in age too. So it's they're not doing anything to solidify themselves as a we're going to beat Pat Mahomes this next year. So now they have to contend with the Browns. Let's hear it, Nate. Let's hear it.
Your take on T. Higgins is wrong. He's going to have a fantastic year.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that their roster is not getting younger as the years go on. They have the same guys around them, and their roster is getting older. Look at the Chiefs.
I'm totally
made
with
an
you at Joe Mixon.
awesome move getting rid of Tyreek Hill, because now look at the trouble that he's in.
Wait, what trouble is he in?
Oh yeah, he's in some trouble. Yeah,
He's probably looking at a suspension this year.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? I didn't know. Like, what's I
think he beat up a dude, right? Is that
Yeah, some sort of assault charges that are coming up and stuff like that. But, you know, bros being bros, I guess you want to call it. But
freaking South Beach, man? It's a problem.
yeah, but it's the when you look at the Chiefs and what they've been able to do over the years, they've been making a lot of changes. I mean, for them to win a Super Bowl and get rid of Tyreek Hill, I mean, they're cashing out and trying to do something with their roster, and so you just don't see that from the Bengals. So when I pick the Browns to be a first or a worst to first type of situation, I think it's possible in that division, because they're really going up against the same thing and the same scheme that they've been doing for the last 2 years. The Vikings are going to go from first to worst.
You know, Brett, can I tell you something right now? This is why I gave you the name Habo. This is why you got the name habanero
Hot
sauce.
takes, baby. Hot takes.
Your takes, they are spicy. Spicy takes. No, I don't think you're wrong. You gotta drink some water or something though.
I'm getting over the sinus infection, cold, amoxicillin. I got all sorts of stuff coursing through the veins right now, including some premium. So,
I don't think you're wrong. A coworker and I, before last season started, we ran through the schedule and just went win loss, and we decided that a worst case scenario was like 5 wins last year, and that was possible. I mean, if a couple of those things would have gone the wrong way.
Oh my God, they had like it was like 7 or 8 wins decided by one possession, or like one.
I think it might have
game-winning
been
drive,
11.
which is yeah.
Was
No,
it
yeah,
like-
you're right. It was something. Yeah, it was even more insane than that. So
And so, I mean, look at that. The Bills game and the Colts game stick out to me. Like, what?
Kirk
those
Cousins didn't do that. Justin Jefferson caught that shitty throw and put us in a game-winning position. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, right. What I'm saying is those could have easily been losses. This is a team, and now
Here's the guy.
Alexander Madison is our guy.
I love
Like,
it. I love it.
he can give you okay, so I know a lot of people
did it
love
at the
Delvin,
wrong freaking time, though.
but let's talk about this too. Alexander Madison can give you 80 to 85% of Dalvin Cook, in my opinion. I don't know if that's a hot take or not. I don't feel it is, because I think he can be productive. very, very productive in this scheme.
Is he a pass catching? Is he going to fit that pass catching role?
No, not nearly.
Absolutely.
But no, I'm saying I don't think he's not a pass catch first kind of back, but I think that it won't necessarily matter because this scheme does not make the running backs catch the ball that much. Think back to the Rams days. I mean, they weren't having their backs catch the ball a ton. So I don't think it really matters. But can we talk about something quick that is very pertinent to what we're talking about here? And it's the Super Bowl winners and the salaries of the running backs of those Super Bowl teams. So it does not give me 22 and 21. But if we think back, like with the Chiefs here, their highest paid running back was probably Clyde Edwards-Helaire at, whatever his rookie base salary was. So what we
And
for
even he fell off the map.
right. But
Jarrett McKinnon was the one that carried those guys too.
Right. So looking back, they give me 2020 and on and below, but Leonard Fournette for Tampa in 2020 made $2 million.
He was a rookie that year, probably, right?
What's that?
He was a rookie that year?
No, that was like after he got cut by the Jags.
He was probably 6 years into the NFL at that point.
Oh, shoot, that's right.
Yep.
And he was battling that one dude that just absolutely could not find himself as
Ronald Jones.
Yes, Ronald Jones. And he was like good, and then he wasn't good, and then he was good.
But let's continue down the list quick. So 2019 Chiefs, their highest paid was Damian Williams at $1 million. 2018 Patriots, Sony Michel, $480,000. 2017 Eagles, LeGarrette Blount, $900,000. 2016 Patriots, LeGarrette Blount, $760,000. Broncos 2015 CJ Anderson, $585,000. So the point being,
don't spend the money.
The formula of Joe Mixon getting paid, Dalvin Cook getting paid, Christian McCaffrey getting paid is a formula of disaster of allocation.
So here's my question then based on this.
The Jets are winning the Super Bowl.
How do three guys in sports stuff sitting in a closet outside getting eaten alive by mosquitoes and in an unfinished basement, how do we know this? And Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah doesn't know that.
Who? English, please. Maybe I'll know him by his initials. Do we go by initials at that point?
Rick Spielman. How do these guys
I know
not?
that guy. Yeah.
How do these guys not know that? You know what I mean? Like, why do we identify that? We did. You did. You deserve the credit for that stat. But how do we pick up on that? And these guys are like, no, let's play Christian McCaffrey.
We do.
Let's get Dalvin Cook.
We're getting rid of Danielle Hunter and Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, but it's not like running backs don't get paid because they do.
Yeah, I mean they absolutely do. They absolutely get paid, and I go back and forth with people all the time. I wouldn't pay the running back position. I would continue to recycle and grab guys that I think schematically work out.
It's a copycat league.
It is a copycat league. I agree. I allocate to the premium positions of left tackle, edge, corner, quarterback, wideout. That's where I allocate my
Say
budget.
those positions again.
Left tackle, quarterback, wide receiver, edge, corner. Premium positions in the game that really, really affect the outcome.
Okay. Let me list off some stuff. Everson Griffin, Xavier Rhodes.
Fantastic gunner, by the way, Everson Griffin.
Oh my god.
That's a pull. That's an inside joke that may or may not ever make any sense to anybody.
That was so bad. So bad.
Anyway, continue on.
So, in buy me a little bit of time here, but I'll have to look.
Okay,
up this
no,
exact
do that.
thing.
Do that because I would like to add this position into this group. Tight end.
Yeah, I think that's one that, because you have your top threshold and then you have 50 feet of shit and then it's the rest.
I mean, go back, let's call it 10 years. We'll wait. Gronkowski, Travis Kelsey. I mean, they've been centerpieces of those championship teams. They have been the best receivers on those championship teams.
True. True.
So
Now,
I'm just replaying in my head. Well, see, this doesn't even count. Oh my gosh. Can you guys name me those positions from the 2009 Saints team? Give me the quarterback.
Drew Brees.
Give me the left tackle. That's a tough
Get-
one.
Let me whirl back to that one. I think I can land on it later, but let me
Edge rusher.
edge rusher that year. Ah, God, dude.
so listen, I'm not gonna be able.
I could get Tracy Porter at the corner spot. I can tell you Robert Meacham at one of the wideout spots.
Where was Vilma?
Jonathan Vilma was there at that time. Was one of the last names Gray along the offensive line,
God, you were
Or-
close.
defensive line?
Charles Grant.
Grant. Okay. Yep.
But their leading sack defensive end was 13 sacks. Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Oh, he was a big
dog.
dude. I remember that.
Yep.
So you had Drew Brees, wide receiver.
Oh, Marcus Colston is another one.
Like seriously, not he was 1,000-yard catch.
Yep.
But
Yeah,
you had so you had Will Smith, you had Marquise Colston, Drew Brees.
Was
And
that Jimmy
then-
Graham?
They had they had Pierre Thomas and
Tracy
who's the
Porter
other?
and Jabari Greer.
Jabari Greer, dude. I haven't thought about him.
Okay, so there's your positions. Now, let's pretend we didn't know who won the Super Bowl, and aside from them cheating that year,
Yeah.
let me name another. Brett Favre, Sidney Rice. He had 200 yards pass catching more than
Moeldy?
Colson, and
Oh.
then you had your left tackle, Bryant McKinney,
Right, McKinney. Yep.
and then you had obviously the Williams brothers, but you had at 14 and a half sacks,
Jared Allen.
Jared Allen. And you had Cedric Griffin and Antonio Winfield as your backs. Who's winning that Super Bowl that year?
I think everyone. Well, and you didn't talk about the Colts, which you should actually go to them because I mean that's who the opponent would be. But the reality is the Vikings win the Super Bowl that year. They should have. Like, what a ridiculous thing. But cheating aside, Adrian Peterson should not have fumbled as many times as he did. That was
Okay,
so.
we're not talking about the fumbles.
brutal.
All we're talking about is as positional people.
I think we have to talk about the fumbles.
No, we don't have to talk about the fumbles because we know about that. We're just comparing the positional people, like naming them. So you had Peyton Manning, you had Charlie Johnson, you had
Charlie Johnson.
Dwight
Burke and Hutchinson
Freeney.
and Phil Loadholt.
Freeney,
Yeah, Phil Loadholt.
and then you had Kelvin Hayden,
Phil
and
Loadholt, man.
Gerard Powers. You're taking the Vikings in that situation based off the equation that Austin gave us.
So who are the running backs and receivers for the Colts at the time?
Who even knows, dude?
Edgerrin
Joseph
James.
No, it wasn't.
Oh
that.
yeah, Joseph Adai.
Adai.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joseph Adai.
Saints was
He
Reggie
had some
Bush.
solid
He
years.
only had 390 yards rushing. The
Who
Colts,
was their
820.
backup? Was that Pierre Thomas?
Had to be.
Mike Bell,
It's got to be Pierre Thomas here.
Mike Bell.
Kyle Eckel.
Bell.
I mean, I remember the name Mike
Lyle
Bell.
Hamilton.
I'm talking Saints backup running backs, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what I'm looking at their extended roster here. Mike Bell. Yeah, Reggie
Deuce
Bush
McAllister
was
year.
70 rushes for 390 yards, 47 catches for 350 yards, 335 yards, and then backups they had Mike Bell, Reggie Bush, Kyle Eckel, Lyle Hamilton. Yeah, that was pretty much it. Oh, Pierre Thomas. No, it's not ringing a bell either. And then, but we had Kleinsasser, dude. Think of that. We had Adrian Peterson.
The
God, we're not deep at running back that year. Holy snakies.
got Chester Taylor, AP,
Yeah,
Jim
Chester
Kleinsasser,
Taylor, Albert Young.
who? Okay, hold on. Before you say anything, Brett, me and Nate need to figure this out. Who the hell who was the fullback that year, Nate?
What year?
It was
Oh, nice.
he was so good.
For
He
the-
was such a good fullback that year.
Were we talking for the
Wasn't it
Vikings?
Kleinsasser?
No, we talking for the Vikings? Because that was Toby Gerhart. I don't know. We lost Austin. We lost audio.
God, hold on. I see his,
Oh, you're back. Now you're gone.
I see his face. I see his.
They don't
You're
even
think-
have one listed on their roster. A full
You're thinking of Leroy Horde.
No, we had a yeah, for the Vikings 09. I'm trying to think who their fullback. Nope. Oh,
The bus. It was the bus.
okay. So fullback. It was it Nafu Tahi? Does that ring a bell?
No.
No, that's not a. No, okay. No, you're. Something
I don't
does,
even know
but
who.
but I think
that
you're
is.
pronouncing it. You're 2000. Now you got me looking up the 2009 Vikings.
They don't have one on their roster, you guys. I'm telling you. I'm looking at it.
Oh, yes, they do. They have to.
All right, call me a liar. That's fine. We're live. Everyone just heard you. Call me a liar.
Who's everyone? How many people is everyone?
Just me. I'm the only one watching us live. We have
God
one,
dang, where
one,
are you
two-
people?
No.
How about
This is-
Visante Shanko? Huh? There's
Apparently, he has a giant schwanz.
Hold on.
a name. Oh, that's fantastic.
What are we doing right now?
We are looking up the fullback.
There is
that-
none. I'm telling you. We had Jim Kleinsasser who would step in as fullback every once in a while.
No.
I'm looking at our full 52-man roster right now.
No, I know you are. It's
I
not
feel
Nafu.
like it was Nafu Tahi.
English,
No.
please.
Because he wasn't like that
No.
good.
And Austin is gone.
Did we lose him entirely? Wonder if his battery died. No, I don't know, and I don't know what he was driving at. I wish I knew what he was driving at because his takes are always interesting. I hope he's able to log back in with us. Can we take a break from Vikings talk to talk about this freaking submarine?
It's such a distraction from the Hunter Biden, Joe Biden bull stuff going on. It's just
Yeah.
a smoke screen of what's really happening in the world to distract you.
Everything is. Did you notice how the day that the news came out that Joe accepted a $5 million bribe?
BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard. Maybe that'll get us on the map.
Maybe that'll do it. Maybe the fact that BlackRock keeps buying houses and that's driving up the market. Like people are, oh God, we're just. When do we become conspiracy theory podcast here?
Oh my God! You started
but
it.
it's not conspiracy theory podcast. It's Bill Gates is buying farmland in North Dakota for kind of. I mean, like what? Why?
All right, let's talk fantasy football then. All right, so your first pick. What are you taking?
Fantasy football. Justin Jefferson.
You're so late. He's not even number one.
Of course he's not.
He is.
Okay.
All right, you get the second pick. Who are you taking? Justin Jefferson is off the board.
Oh God, I don't even know. Jamar Chase.
The second pick, you're taking Jamar Chase.
I don't know. Like I have to look at a board. Like I'm so out of.
No, this is not cheating. You're doing fine. I mean, it's fine.
It's just it's got to be receivers for a while, right? Because of what we talked about with running backs. They're just not. Who are the great running backs right now? Are there three of them? Are there two of them? Did we name them with McCaffrey and Saquon, and that's it?
No, unfortunately, Christian McCaffrey, Robinson from Atlanta. I don't know how to say his first name. Bijan?
Nick Chubb still? Maybe?
No. So first pick, experts agree, Christian McCaffrey. Second pick, Austin Eckler. Third pick. And this is all, obviously, PPR. Second pick, Austin Eckler. Then Saquon Barkley. That Bijan Robinson. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. Ramon Stevenson cracking the top 10. Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp. That's weird. I don't know if Cooper Kupp would make my.
Well, in PPR though. I mean, the guy had 1 billion catches.
Well, not last year though. Last year he was dormant because Matt Stafford. What's the news on Matt Stafford lately? Is he playing, not playing? Is he okay? Is he retiring?
Our title is a bit misleading at this point.
Three guys in sports stuff. You know what? That can be changed. You are in the luck.
That
it can be.
Is Austin's fault.
How about this? Guys
in sports things.
I don't know. I think we could pretty much end it for our live right now on a good note.
Yeah, I don't know if Austin's plans on popping back in or if his computer actually died or whatever the heck happened. But if I could soapbox for just a moment here.
Oh, go ahead. Stand up there, my friend.
I would like to say that the State Lefty Open is coming up 1 month, almost exactly 1 month from now, July 22nd, 23rd. We obviously we're Minnesota left-handers, but it is a open. If you are in Wisconsin, if you are in Iowa, yeah. But if you are in the Dakotas, either the North or the South, please reach out to mnlefthanders@gmail.com. I would love to get you on the list. I don't believe that any of our 4 surrounding states have their own state lefty opens. And that was kind of the genesis of Minnesota left-handers. I love where Minnesota left-handers is going. What this is based on, from where it began, from you and I sitting on that back patio at one of those wrought iron tables at Riverwood National that night, talking about like, what could this be? Where this has gone, I think it's sweet. I think it's super cool. But the State Lefty Open is kind of the constant. It's kind of been the genesis of this whole thing. So mnlefthanders@gmail.com. Follow, like, subscribe at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, specifically that TikTok for your video content. We'd love to grow there. So, with that, I think I don't have much else to add.
Yeah, we'll cut to the solo cam. Give myself a little solo here without Nate. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. The perks of being a producer, you know what I'm saying? But no, yeah, all great stuff. I love doing this with you. We're 49 minutes alive right now. It's been great having Minnesota left-handers, utility sports collabing, talking everything sports. It's been fun, man. Look at our TikTok for some of the shorter stuff, some of the not so in-depth stuff. But I mean, we're just out here having fun. Hope you guys can stop by and give us some appreciation. So,
Absolutely.